What's up everyone, John Wrench from Techno Buffalo here with a full review for you of this guy, the brand new 2013 Nexus 7. It brings a ton of Android hotness in its little 7-inch form factor. Let's go ahead and break it down and see if it's worth your tablet buying buck. As I like to do with all my reviews, let me give you a disclaimer. I use this as my daily tablet for 6 days and in conjunction with an iPad mini for 2 more. So I'll make this video very simple. I'm gonna break it out into 2 parts, what I liked and what I didn't like. First thing that I loved about this tablet is that gorgeous screen. It's a 7.2-inch 1920 by 1200 screen, a little extra there for those on-screen buttons. Everything looks absolutely beautiful on it. It's got bright, rich colors. Video looked absolutely incredible. It was a pleasure to watch video, whether it was YouTube or HD content that I downloaded from the Google Play Store. It was incredible. Pictures and text looked absolutely awesome as well. There was no sort of pixelation as you zoomed all the way in as you'd expect. It just looked really good. The white levels are really white. The black levels are really black. Everything about the screen was absolutely awesome. In fact, I'd say it's probably one of the best screens I've ever used. Next thing I liked is the design. It's not the thinnest tablet in the world at 0.43 inches. It's not the lightest at 10.23 ounces, but it feels razor thin and the weight is really evenly distributed. The tablet's got sort of a beveled edge to the side, so it feels really thin when you hold it. If you ever held one of the HTC 8X phones or the 8XT, you'll know what I'm talking about. It feels just really incredibly thin. I really appreciated the thin bezels on the side in portrait mode as well. Even as you hold it, there's just enough room for your thumbs on the outside, but other than that, everything else was pretty solid from design standpoint. I like that it has a camera. It's a 5 megapixel sensor on the back and a 1.2 on the front. Not for taking pictures at events or much, but I like because I can video chat on it now if I want to take a picture for Instagram or Facebook. I've got the option to do that. So the inclusion of cameras, regardless of quality, was really nice. Next is the processor. The S4 Pro is really fast. Augmented with 2 gigs of RAM, it made Android run buttery smooth. I never felt like I had to worry about memory management or worry about if I was playing a memory intensive game or a processor intensive game, it was gonna slow down. No issues at all with that. It ran Android really quickly. As you'd expect, it's a reference device for Android 4.3, and it just absolutely hauls. So if you play heavy games, you want to watch HD video, have no worries or qualms about picking up the Nexus 7. Next, something I don't really talk about that much with tablets. I talk a lot about it with phones, and that is the audio. The built-in speakers on this sound really good. Like, almost sounded like I had some big speaker plugged into it. Very impressive audio. Next, and that's sort of one of the reasons you pick up Nexus device, is pure, naked, unadulterated Android. I loved making Android my own. I loved downloading the widgets that I like, downloading HD widgets, or anything else that makes a tablet my own. Really, I just, anything that's naked Android, I love. It gives me the ability to customize. I think that's one of the best benefits of Android. And of course, being a Nexus device, it's got that in spades. Lastly, wireless charging, something that I don't think that much about, but I really found myself using. I have a ton of Qi standard chargers. I just threw the tablet right on as soon as I found the right area to charge. Just started charging. It was really a very handy thing to have. So wireless charging, definitely a thumbs up, and I hope every device moving forward can take advantage of that standard. So there's clearly a lot to like about the tablet, but there's also quite a few not to like about it. The big one for me is Wi-Fi. I had similar issues with the original Nexus 7. The radio had a really hard time picking up signals. I tested it at 4 different locations: at my home, at the office, at my wife's parents' home, and then at my own parents' home. And each time I had a really tough time grabbing onto Wi-Fi. No real issues when I was browsing the web or downloading emails, but I noticed it especially when I was trying to watch video. It made it a real chore when I was streaming video on here. And if I took it next to a comparable iPad mini, I closed all the applications, I tried to load a video exactly the same time in the same YouTube app. It was almost twice as fast on the iPad mini. Now I ran speed tests and it showed the speed tests were fine, but for some reason the Wi-Fi just would cut out and the signal strength was not pulling in everything that I expect, so I was really disappointed with the Wi-Fi. Now obviously the caveat that it might have just been my one review device. We did not have time to get 2 devices into test, but when we get other devices in, if this is a problem with just this one device, I'll be sure to update it. So in the likes comment, I mentioned a lot of things about the design, but it's far from perfect. I loved how they did these bezels on the side, but I did not like these big, fat, chunky bezels on the top and bottom. They are absolutely humongous and really seem totally unnecessary. It makes the tablet just seem really long. The next thing from the design standpoint I didn't like is this here power button. It feels almost totally flush to the body, and it's hard to differentiate between the power button and the volume up and down. It just didn't feel natural trying to find it and push it. So I really would have wished there was a more pronounced power button or a different location so I knew always that that was power. Next, this is a big issue for me, is battery. It's got a 3,950 milliamp hour battery, which you figure should be great. So let me tell you a little bit about my tablet usage. It's connected to Wi-Fi, obviously, all the time, assuming you can find a Wi-Fi signal. And this might have something to do with the battery issue because it kept trying to search for Wi-Fi. It's pulling in 2 accounts, checking emails every 5 minutes. Usually I do some pretty heavy video viewing at night. I watch a lot of YouTube video. I'd say probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours of video viewing, maybe about 20 to 30 minutes of light web browsing. Other than that, I just pretty much leave it on its own. I do keep the brightness up quite a bit. I like a bright tablet, so usually around 80ish%. At the end of the day, with the Nexus 7, I had about 50% of battery life, from 100% charge. With an iPad mini in the same usage, I had about 75% of battery life. So 25% difference was really discouraging. Now, you obviously get through a full day, but you expect that with the tablet. Trying to get through 2 or 3 days might definitely be a struggle with the Nexus 7. So if you want to pick up this device, definitely be mindful of the power. I turned the brightness down, and I was able to get much longer battery life. So you might have to sort of change how you use the tablet. I'm hopeful, though, that a software update might fix the Wi-Fi issue and might subsequently fix the battery issue. So what does this Nexus 7 tablet get? I really wanted to like it. I love naked Android. I'm really a big fan of Nexus devices. But at the end, the Wi-Fi and battery were huge issues for me. So I got a final score of an 8. If the Wi-Fi issue gets fixed and the battery becomes better, this easily could have been a 9, 9.5 tablet. It is absolutely incredible. I love everything about it, but it became really hard to use without Wi-Fi, without a consistent Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi I could rely on. If I'm traveling, I know I have to reuse my tablet all the time. I need something that I know is always going to work, and I wouldn't feel comfortable taking this with me. Now, again, I'm hopeful it was just this unit, and if something happens and I can get my hands on another one relatively soon and I can test it, I'll be sure to update the review and let you guys know, but at least for right now, I gotta give this an 8, which is still a very solid score. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have an Nexus 7, you had similar Wi-Fi issues, leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Thank you guys for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up. Most definitely appreciate it. I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. I'll see you in the next video.
What's up, everyone? It's Ashley. Thanks so much for watching that most recent video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the word subscribe right underneath me to get tons of more tech videos from us here at Techno Buffalo. We have got unboxings, comparisons, reviews, recaps, and everything else you can think of here on the channel. If you're in the mood for more technology, just click right over here to check out some of our most recent videos. See you next time, humans.